Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we're going to explore how to solve a combinations problem. Now sometimes when you have a story problem, it is hard to determine whether it is a permutation problem or a combinations problem. Well, how can you tell the difference? Well, with this one, there's a big fat title on the top, so we know we're dealing with combinations. But let's say that title wasn't there. How would you know then? Well, we have to remember that with combinations, order is not important. And with permutations, order is important. So if you see a word like arrange or order within the story problem, you know we're referring to permutations. But because in this problem we just want to choose two cookies from a group, it doesn't say to put them in any specific or particular order, we know that we are dealing with combinations. Well, how do we solve a problem like this when we're choosing some out of many? Well, we are going to use our nCr function, which means we're choosing sum of all. R stands for how many we're choosing, N stands for the total number within our set. And of course, C stands for combinations. Well, in this problem, N is equal to 4 because there are 4 cookies to choose from. C is combinations, we keep that the same, and we're choosing 2 out of the 4 cookies. So for this story problem, we use 4 combination 2 to represent what's going on within this problem. Now to solve this, there is kind of an involved equation, and there is a shortcut to this. But before I show you the shortcut, I'm going to show you the equation that we're supposed to use. And the equation is stated like this. N factorial divided by R factorial multiplied by the quantity N take away R factorial. But here's the shortcut. We just start with 4C2 equals, and on the top, just write the number of objects that we have total within the problem. And there's 4 different cookies, so we just write 4. And you start doing the factorial function, but you stop after the number 3 in this case, and here's why. You take the number of things you choose, and in this case it's 2. So starting from 4, you just do the first 2 numbers going backwards, which would be 4 times 3. If we were choosing 3 of the cookies, then we would do the first 3 of the factorial, which would be 4 times 3 times 2. But because we're only choosing 2, we only do the first 2 positions of the factorial, which are 4 times 3. And here's the next step to this process. How many cookies did we choose in this problem? We're just combining 2. So on the bottom, just start with that number and do that entire factorial all the way back to the number 1. And then we have a statement here that we can simply solve. Now, before multiplying the numerators and denominators, let's see if there's any cancellation that we can perform. We know that 2 and 4 have a common factor of 2. 2 goes into itself once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. Now that we're through with our cancellation, just multiply the remaining numerators. 2 times 3 is 6. And with the denominator, 1 times 1 is 1. And 6 over 1 can be simplified to 6. So we would say there are 6 different ways to arrange 2 cookies out of the 4. And that's how you perform a combination using the shortcut.